Hello guys, welcome to the first game, best of 3, 0900 versus Inverse. At the moment we're already into the draft, got ourselves a Witch Doctor and an Ember Spirit on 0900 Esports. And Inverse, they're going to pick themselves up a Grimstroke, which is something that they haven't picked before in this DPC. What are your thoughts on this?
It's pretty exciting, isn't it? You know, nice little some lower division DPC South American action. I've been trying really hard to like watch as many regions as I can, right? And South America was one that I was like, oh, I kind of want to watch something a little bit different that I don't normally watch, right? So South America was the first one that came into my head, and I think now that you have the lower division in like NA and SA and things as well, these regions that really needed the like extra boost, I think there are stories to be made by teams that really want to go all out for it and practice hard. So it'll be interesting to see if one of the teams from the SA division like really goes for it and comes out of nowhere almost, right? Because a lot of the rest of the world don't really know about South America, and this is their chance.
Indeed it is, and look what they've picked secondly straight away. They've gone into the Wraith King now. Both teams here do play Wraith King carry, but Inverse will be able to swipe that off them and take themselves a lovely old Sweetam Wraith King.
Wraith King, the hero that's in every game of Dota 2 at the moment. Fantastic.
Yeah, it's pretty big in the meta right now. That's what I was going to say. A lot of people are tending to pick it, especially with the buff of the critical strike now, especially when you get that level 25 ability. If you ever go into the late game, you've got the -2 seconds on that critical strike on Wraith King, which is absolutely insane. Only 2 seconds, so always a guaranteed crit strike. And especially when you pick up face boots on the hero as well, when you're on the safe lane, if you want to try and be aggressive and push someone off, then that crit there is also especially handy.
It's the fact that you scale well into the game. You know, you have kill threat in the laning stage because you have the stun to work with, good damage. Like, you're a strong laning presence. You can go for slightly different item builds if you want to. I mean, that's like the standard tends to be this Radiance, right? But I think like Armlet Deso still has a place sometimes, occasionally.
Yeah.
And the fact you can just first phase it in a draft. Like, the hero doesn't have any massive weaknesses. I think the hardest hero that I've seen for it to play against so far is Slark, but it's not like unplayable. Okay. I don't think.
Yeah.
I think the Witch Doctor Ember opening is cool though as well for 0900. Like, I think position 5s in general, it like changes from team to team, like about what they value higher. You know, we've seen a lot of Kotal recently, which goes completely ignored so far, which I think is baffling to me. I think that hero is unbelievably strong, especially with the recall ability across the map with the attached to the ult.
Oh yeah.
But like position 5s across the board, certain teams just like certain 5s. Like, you just open with it in your draft, you just tend to be very happy. Like Witch Doctors, Grims, CMs, Kotals. That's Bane's like an old school one, but.
And speaking of that, Witch Doctor is their most played hero on the side of 0900 for a support on their games as well.
Yeah, it's. I think Witch Doctor is one of those things that it makes offlane, like, you have to think about what you're going to pick already, right? If you're Inverse, because certain offlaners just don't like playing against Witch Doctor. You know, these big beefy strength heroes like the Centaurs, the Underlords, they kind of things. So you see they cover themselves with the bans in the second phase. Take out things like Batrider. I think Sand King's one of the better ones at dealing with it as well, with good kill potential.
Yeah. He's really especially annoying with the Malefice in the early levels. Oh, Inverse have picked themselves a Tusk. Now, they do tend to swap their positions from time to time, whether that's Slaw or Dido. They tend to swap around their positions, and they actually do tend to play themselves a Tusk position 5, if you've seen that fairly often, though.
5 seconds remaining.
It's occasionally. I think we've seen it 4 and 5, right?
Yeah.
And like from time to time. I like this pick, though, because if you look at their support combo now in the Grim and the Tusk, they have kill potential at like all points in the mid game. You know, Tusk is one of those heroes that's better at, you shove the ink swell on it and it just goes in, right, with a snowball. And, you know, you're always going to have good damage output between the two. Obviously, they have good wave clear as well with the Grim, which is really nice, like the Ice Shard Snowball. So already I look at these opening 3 and I'm like, yeah, like they have good tempo to the game. They have decent like heroes for their lanes so far as well. Maybe a little bit lacking on catch, like hard catch potentially for the Ember, but wow. Okay. That's pretty wild.
Here. against Wraith King and Grimstroke.
Are you a Darkseer player?
I am not a Darkseer player.
What's your main role?
I play safe lane and pos 4. Mainly safe.
You never tried a cheeky pos 4 Darkseer game?
No, I have not.
Oh, you're missing out. I'm telling you, it's wild. This hero I haven't seen a huge amount of since I cast some SEA games a little while ago. It was last patch, but where I think heroes like Ember, and we saw a lot of Sven last patch as well. These heroes that Iron Shell enables them so much in the mid game that they can just run around and fight constantly. I think it's really strong. I haven't seen it this patch, but it's always going to be good still. It's still the same concept, right? I'd be interested to see if it's definitely a 3 or if they can flex it to a 4. But I'm not 100% sure.
It is a very durable position 3, though. I remember watching one match, particularly against the Darkseer in the DPC Open qualifiers. I think it was ITB in there, and they were against a Darkseer. Like, he picks up, I think it was like a 16-minute Guardian Greaves, gets himself Hood of Defiance, like he's getting himself Greaves for the team, gets himself a Pipe for the team, and they try and initiate all spells on him. Like, I think I saw Lightning Strike Array, Laguna Blade, he got hexed up as well, and just survived all through it. Like, when he gets all of these support items for his team, he's incredibly strong.
I really dislike this Veno pick.
10 seconds remaining.
Obviously, if they're going to play Veno Tusk in the off lane, it's a decent lane. But I think against Darkseer in particular, like, this hero naturally builds a pipe. Like, you don't have a huge amount of stuns like we were talking about, and now they've picked Darkseer with Surge. I think they're really going to struggle to control, like, heroes that are really maneuverable around the fights. They're playing against Ember, Darkseer, Lycan.
Yeah.
Like, where's your lockdown? I mean, they have Soulbind. They have, like, Snowball. I think their lane should be strong, but I struggle to see them going into the mid game unless they're like far ahead to be able to play into this 0-900 like lineup at the moment.
They do catch a nasty Soulbind though on Lycan, especially when he goes into his shapeshift form. Then that's some trouble. But correct me if I'm wrong on this. Will Surge with the shapeshift further increase that movement speed on Lycan?
I can't remember if it unlocks the movement speed cap or not. That's a good question, actually. Why are you asking me things I can't answer? Unbelievable. Ridiculous. Granting him... No, it says shapeshift move speed 650, so I'm assuming it's set even when you're surged.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure, but
I'm sure there's a talent somewhere where Darkseer like unlocks like speed cap. I'm sure it was.
I mean, the Darkseer builds I've seen most of the time at the moment is they go Ags, like second or third item for the double Iron Shell.
Yeah.
Because you get 2 charges, right? And if you look at the 2 cores he has at the moment, like him running at you, scary enough. Imagine if he has an Iron Shell on him as well. Like, I'd just shove it on the 2 wolves, dude, and just let the wolves like run at somebody when they're invis and they just die. That sounds amazing.
But Lycan's, I think with Lycan picking up an early Necronomicon is going to be especially strong against Wraith King, especially with the mana burn on the Necronomicons. Like, I've played Wraith King multiple times. Anytime I go against a Lycan, I absolutely hate it. Like, when it's like off lane and then he gets like a Necronomicon at like 8 minutes, and then I start crying because I can't use Reincarnation. And Wraith King doesn't have a lot of armor unless he gets the phase boots and the armlet
5 seconds
during the early stage. I think he has 2 base armor, so it's not nice for him, and he's fairly squishy if he doesn't tank up in the early game also.
I can't believe this Earth Spirit's been let through the pool, because you know they were probably needing a 4, right?
Yeah.
And they probably want a melee hero to play it with the Darkseer in the laning stage. I think they banned Shaman Death Prophet. Like, it could have been Ember 4, potentially, but I really don't think that would have been a good choice, effectively, right? So now this Darkseer Earth Spirit lane looks really strong against the Wraith King Grimstroke. Because the thing is as well, like, Earth Spirit, he supports the Darkseer in the laning stage. And then if you want to, you can just like get the Earth Spirit to TP away, and you just shove an Iron Shell onto him before the TP goes. And then he can gank another lane with an Iron Shell on him, right? This Tidehunter pick's really good as well. Like, it does well against the Lycan, and it gives them the team fight and the catch they lack. But I think the 0-900 lineup, if they don't fall too far behind from the laning stage, they look so scary at like the 15 to 20 minute mark.
Oh yes, indeed. They do have some slow as well, especially with the Venomancer Gale. They've got the tag team as well. They can utilize that, I think, well, if Tidehunter is able to get like a Ravage out before Lycan has the chance to get into his shapeshift. Because catching something at 600 movement speed with a Ravage is pretty hard. Unless he's on top of you. You know, like initiating into fights.
It's tied mid as well, by the way.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, Noah's playing tied.
So my question is, do they definitely do tied mid Veno 3? Because both of them lane up really well against the Ember. The question is, which one do they want to lane up against the Lycan? Because I think if they have a good laning stage, I think they could potentially win all 3 lanes on Inverse. And, it's really difficult to win a game if you lose all 3 lanes. Like, I think Wraith King Grimstroke do really well against Darkseer. If he surges away, you then throw the stun on the Wraith King. And you have the Inkswell to follow up and everything as well. I think Veno beats Lycan in lane, and I think Tide beats Ember in lane. So that's a cool Ember spot as well.
I do really like the Tidehunter pick as well, because he's some sort of beefy god, like around the early stages of the game, like if you don't have anything to kill him, especially with that Kraken shell. And when we saw the Earth Spirit pick also, so that's really good at his strength is around rotating around the map more than being on the lane. So this is going to leave Darkseer on his own. That's completely fine. Darkseer should be able to handle himself fine, especially with Ion Shell. But can you see Earth Spirit trying to get a kill with Ember Spirit on Tidehunter?
I mean, they could, with Iron Shell and things coming through, and like Flame Guard. He can't take off the Flame Guard, right? He has no magical damage on Tide. So it's difficult, I think, especially if there's like TPs that come through from like, Tusk or Grimstroke or whatever. But if they're them, I don't think you want to go on the Tide anyway, right? Like, I think they can just run at the Veno, run at the Wraith King, like run at the Grimstroke, I think in particular is probably the big one.
Yeah.
Because if the Grimstroke's allowed to have this like 3 points in Inkswell game, just shoves it on the Tusk and the Wraith King, they just go in, they commit. I think that's where a lot of their like early potential is going to come from on Dire side, like play around the Ravage.
It'll be interesting to see what KXY actually builds into, because as you said about the Flame Guard, like putting points into that, usually when you want to start fighting as Ember Spirit, like you would put points into Sleight Fist and Searing Chains if you want to start fighting loads, and Flame Guard is something that just burns down slow, so you'd use that more for farming. So it'll be interesting to see if he actually does adapt and go like near parts of like Flame Guard to try and deal that magical damage against the Tidehunter, or he's just going to choose the Sleight Fist, because the Sleight Fist does have the bonus damage against hero when it's procced onto him.
I think he goes 0-2-4 and plays around the fact that he doesn't need the lockdown as much because he has a Darkseer on his team. Okay. So, like, if he goes 0-2-4, like, while he's got Flame Gun on, they can't really do anything to him. Like, they don't have a huge amount of magic damage except Veno on Dire's side. So imagine this, like, Ember that's just surged Iron Shelled with a Flame Guard on running at you. I think Dire are just... they're going to be terrified. I am worried about, like, building pushing potential a little bit on Radiant. They are very much, like, having to play around the Lycan for like all objective taking, right?
Yeah.
But I think the potential is definitely there. Obviously, he's going to go Necrobook. He has Feral Impulse, whatever. But be interesting.
We're still coming up into a pause here. So we do have. So it's good. Obviously, KXY. He's mid laner. He's going to go mid, and we've got. Oh, screen's having a fit. What the heck?
We are. This is the standard DPC pause we've been having at the start of games. There's nothing new to this whatsoever. Every single region, without fail, at the start of a game, there'll just be a pause. I don't know what it is, and it's one of the most. When you get into a pub, right? Sometimes, and someone will pick their hero straight away, and then they'll disconnect. Right?
Yeah.
And then you load into the game after everybody's picked their heroes, and they're still AFK for like 5 minutes. It baffles me. What are they doing in this time? Like, are they making a 3-course meal, or like, are they smoking? Are they having a party
Usually
that I'm not invited
to discuss a game plan. I feel like. Thinking about where this will go. Obviously,
I mean, technically it is.
I know you're ripping into it.
Technically it is, but like in pub games and stuff.
Oh, in pub
if you're
games,
if you're like DCing and stuff, and then you're waiting 5 minutes, don't waste everybody's time, guys. Like, come on, get over yourself.
I have PC problems like I did when I couldn't open Dota for like 5 minutes straight.
I remember PPD was having a really big rant about this. He was like, every time we played somebody, they would just put in NA, they would just pause at the start of the game. And like everybody knew it was for like strategy, but everybody would have a different excuse every time. I think Ritsu was the one that he used to like call out the most, right? And he was like, "Why has this become a thing that we're allowing? Like, the draft time is the thing that you should be strategizing and planning, right?
Yeah.
There shouldn't be like another 5 minutes at the start of every single game where everybody talks about what they want to do." I mean, obviously, I think we take for granted in Europe as well, because in South America, obviously, the infrastructure and everything isn't quite as good. So, like, there are going to be problems there that we don't even have to think about. And hopefully, with this kind of like input of money though into SA, the team should benefit a lot. Hopefully, it should help them.
Oh god, I don't know if my my Dota's actually crashed. Because I can't even press the button in the top left.
Disaster. That's okay. People can still hear my lovely voice. That's all that matters.
Shall I try and restart? I don't know if it's actually.
It's just unpaused. So.
Oh, okay. It's just unpaused. Yeah, that's a Dota problem on my end then. Oh dear. Terribly so sorry. Right, I'm gonna have to.
That's okay. It happens. It happens. Don't worry, because what happened? I can do a radio cast until you get back in.
Yeah.
And now I can use my vivid imagination to help everybody, right? So
yeah.
It's the standard at the moment. Apart from Inverse on the die side, they're going to smoke up around the mid tier 1 at the moment. They're pushing into the river. But Radiant are holding their top jungle high ground at the moment. They might run into a Witch Doctor here. Looks like they will. Yeah, Tide's going to go in with a Gush. They have the Wraith King stun. Tag team. Witch Doctor's dead. Poor Mr. Why is he called Jericho, but the E's are replaced with dollar signs? I don't know how I feel about that. What? Gotta choose a different name, man. That's... So, he's going to give up on this top area of the map, the Witch Doctor. He's going to start running bot lane to play with his Lycan now straight away instead. He's like, I've given up First Blood. I don't want anything to do with this top lane anymore. But you can see from the kill already that... Oh, you're back in.
I am.
Nice. I don't have to try so hard now. This is... I was sweating nervously. Yeah, I mean, you can see already there the kill potential with the Grim, the Tusk, and the Wraith King. Like, everywhere they walk, they are in full control.
And
they get 4
runes on Inverse, alright. Tag team
like
in
he's
there,
going to
onto Dogs here. Stroke of Fate's going to connect also. That'll slow him down a bit. He's already lost half of his HP.
Radiant didn't get a single rune there. The Lycan denied one with the Wolf, and the Dire side got 3.
Oh, did he?
That's... I mean, the Dire would have got 4, because the Tidehunter went to pick the other one up, but... And that's just the problem with the Witch Doctor dying at the start. He couldn't get out to get to the runes quick enough.
So ES is going to start on the lane with Darkseer. He doesn't have himself another Venom there. He's actually just going to get harassed. Oh no, 2 Iron Shells. Oh, the Boulder Smash coming out there. Look at Wraith King already. They actually forced him out there with just a Boulder Smash, and 2 or 3 of the Ion Shells there already low. And they don't even have a salve on this lane.
So there's 2 different Earth Spirit builds at the moment. Obviously, some... 3, technically. Some go all Venom, some go Boots first. And then others go like 2 components of the urn, and they rush it before they get boots. So this guy's decided to go for the Ring of Protection of the Circlet, and is going to get that urn as soon as possible.
Actually commits a Wraith Fire Blast there for the CS, so he doesn't miss that underneath his tower.
The dusk is always
Lane seems to be going okay for the Ember as well. It's a little bit ahead at the moment.
Yeah, 5 CS. Especially against, you know, the Anchor Smash, which is going to reduce your potential CSing ability. But he's doing alright for it, and there it is, yep. He called it there, the Flame God, but he's actually put 1 point into Searing Change. Actually puts it out there, the Gush comes out. It's actually pushing him out, even with level 1 Anchor Smash. Still having a good time, and also D1 there also.
You knew all
That's huge as well, because it means he gets that little bit of extra boost of XP, which means he should get level 6 first, which if he gets that before the Tidehunter, should have decent kill potential, which is good. Bot lane. Oh, Witch Doctor.
Oh, Witch Doctor getting very low. Slowed down there by the Venomous Gale. Take his life.
getting warmed up.
But, I mean, that's the Veno Tusk lane, right? You get level 2. You got to be so careful on this Witch Doctor. If you're ever out of position, these guys are just going to click you down. And I think when Veno gets level 3, especially, this constant damage onto the...
go for him again. Tag team going to come off cooldown. There's the Ice Shards there, locking him in place, though. Actually won't follow that up as Witch Doctor now realizing that he's going to rotate in. They don't want to go for that and potentially lose a life there.
Oh, Darkseer got really low top lane as well. I didn't see that one, but in trouble. He's going to salve up. They'll be okay.
The thing about it now, it's particularly very strong. This Tusk and Venomancer, especially against Lycan, when he doesn't have much movement speed. What is it? 305, yeah. And especially against Venomous Gale and Tag Team, just slowing him down even more. And Tusk is going to be buying himself... Sorry, not Tusk. The Venomancer are going to be buying himself some brown boots. So they might be able to stay on top of this Lycan now.
Oh, the Tusk. Oh, the cast bounced back to him. That was so lucky for the Witch Doctor.
No, and he has Maledict on him as well, and he's going to fall.
Top lane as well. Oh my god, this is...
Diving T2 tower, there's so much going on here. There's the Ray Fire Blast. Look at this damage there from the Inkswell. Stun him down in place, but thanks to the Surge, will be able to run himself away. Greedy, staying on top of Grimstroke, will just be able to get underneath his tier 1 tower. Not take any more damage there from that Ion Shell. No more follow-up. His ES, he's got to get himself back or heal himself up. Either way.
Does Darkseer have regen coming out? I cannot believe that Earthspirit has just salved himself instead of his Darkseer, who doesn't have any regen. And then I like it. Oh my god.
Bottom as well.
On the Lycan, the
there
body
it was.
blocks.
There's the Tag Team and the Venomous Gale combination.
Body blocks?
He's trying to body block there with the Wolves. Actually might get the kill. Nope, Fairy Fire comes out. Will be able to survive those onslaughts there. And there's action going top once again. They found themselves a Grimstroke. Actually, they may find themselves a kill onto Wraith King as well. Rolling Boulder, it may be off cooldown in a few more seconds, though he is just able to get underneath his tier 1 tower. And on the mid lane, however, Tidehunter able to... He's actually bought himself a bottle here and has bottled himself a Arcane Rune, so he's actually denied that there from Ember Spirit.
Oh, he's okay.
Again. Has Ray Fire Blast coming off cooldown now, while Sladin's TPing. There it is. There's the TP cancel now. The Inkswell coming off very soon. There's the 1 proc. And they will find the kill there.
Prostrate yourself.
Kill goes to the Wraith King as well. That's huge. Welcome to South America, by the way. I hope you enjoy your stay. I mean, I wish there was kill potential in the mid lane as well, so we'd have like the chance for you to like potentially miss kills in all 3 lanes. But you're gonna have to stick with 2 for now, okay? Because I'm missing everything. I don't know what's happening, but this Veno Tusk, they have like so much kill potential between them, but it feels like the supports have overextended slightly too far on occasion.
Got it.
Yeah.
This Lycan has to be so careful now before he hits level 6 as well. The 3 points in Poison Sting on the Veno.
Oh, there's a gush there onto Ember Spirit, but the rotation coming into Ember Spirit now. Actually uses Node to force a Ravage. He's going to try and get himself out there, but locked down by the Searing Chain. He's going to anchor smash once again and heal up with his bottle, but just able to survive. Though fires out a cheeky gush before walking himself back. Doesn't have any more regen now. So he's going to waddle away from the mid lane.
Witch Doctor in the bot lane as well got caught by the shards when he was in the trees and had nowhere to go. So as soon as the shard landed, that was, I mean, he was just dead. This Veno's level 5.5 as well. He's a whole level ahead of the Lycan now.
This is one of the great things about Ember Spirit also. Compared to Tidehunter, oh no, there's some action going on. Oh, Darkseer find themselves a death. With the combination there of the... They actually used Silence, I think, there to stop the Surge. And then they just locked him down there with the Ray Fire Blast and the Inkswell. Rolling ball again. The Witch Doctor's rotating in here. There's the Cask. Going to stun him in place, along with the Maledict also. And Earthspirit just going to try and right-click himself. This Grimstroke down. Going to use Inkswell, but it's not enough. He will fall. And Witch Doctor just able to get underneath that tier 1 tower also and avoid a certain death there.
Bot lane, by the way, as well. I mean, you wouldn't have been able to see it because there was action going on top. Unfortunately, you don't have 3 different cameras, but the Veno tried to go onto the Lycan with the Tusk, but he denied himself with a Wolf.
Yeah.
So the Veno didn't get the kill.
Oh, Rolling Boulder coming in again. They're going to try and find themselves a kill onto Wraith King. There's the Boulder Smash along with the Maledict, which is procs onto Wraith King. Though he doesn't have Resurrection. But I don't think 0900 are aware of this, and they're going to let him just walk away.
Yeah, he's holding a skill point just in case he needs to use it. He's fine. Oh, dude, look at this. This Lycan is so sad.
Oh, look at him.
Oh,
yeah, he's level 4. He is not enjoying life right now. Can't even get his Necronomicon. It's 7 minutes in. And he's only got himself Sage's Mask, Belt of Strength, and the Recipe.
He hasn't even got one of the Sage's masks yet. Like, he's just been pressured so hard.
And then he'll get it, I think. He's got the Recipe in his backpack.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Veno has a crown. And I'm wondering whether he wants to go Veil or if he builds into an Atos instead.
Oh.
I think I'd prefer to see the Atos. Because they have like
Because as a POS 3, you can then turn it into a Glepnir and then Get
Oh
Maelstrom with
god,
that.
no. Jesus Christ.
Well,
Glimmering is one of those items that I think I struggle to see when it would be built because it's so expensive. Apart from on like Bloodseeker or Carry or something, right?
Yeah.
Because the Atos obviously works really well. The thing is, Venno doesn't want to be buying a Maelstrom because it's not his job to do damage. Like, he'd rather be going Greaves and stuff, right?
Yeah. Oh,
I can't believe, by the way, there's been like a whole minute without a kill.
Blast. Is that enough to kill Darkseer? No, the Surge. He's too fast, but it's actually going to expire. But the cast coming out now, along with the Maledict also, and Ember rotating in there with his Spirit. They will find the kill there onto Wraith King, though he has Resurrection, going to come back alive. They've been silenced there. Searing Chains will connect onto him, along with the Rolling Boulder. Also, Wraith King, he's in some trouble, trying to deal at least some damage before he dies. Won't be enough. 3-man rotation there. Will finally find the Wraith King.
Yeah, this is really good for the Radiant side, though, because obviously not the game overall. Their Lycan, they can't do anything about helping their Lycan in their bot lane at the moment. So they're doing the right thing by just all rotating top and trying to play around here instead. You know, we said their laning stage was going to be difficult, and they would have known it as well. So it's important they try and keep their cool, find plays that they can make on the map, and just give that, like, make their Lycan some space for him to utilize. The problem is this Venom is going to start taking more points in wards and just going to start running at towers.
Yeah.
And you can see already this bot tier 1 not enjoying life.
And there's no point sitting on this dead lane. They might as well try and pressure other lanes as well and take resources like in here, like they found themselves stacked here as also. And hopefully Lycan, okay, yeah, he's going to be farming Triangle instead. Level 5 Lycan right now.
When the Wraith King was dying top, the Lycan died to the Tusk and the Grimstroke in the bot jungle. So, like, he's died 3 times in 9 minutes as a Lycan. Like, that's rough.
I feel so sorry for him. Oh, no, Gale coming out, but just able to avoid that Phantom there. Then nonetheless, it is going to latch onto him and silence him. Though he is able to avoid a potential 4-man gank there from Inverse.
They see where he is. They're waiting for him to TP to snowball cancel, I think.
So we do have 0900 rotating in. Also, they want to try and take this middle tower, especially with these Plague Wards. Then they'll be able to harass this Lycan a lot harder. Stop him from farming. Oh, look at these wolves actually having an impact. Finally got his Necronomicon there. Grimstroke's going to fall. Maybe perhaps try and find himself a kill onto Venomancer also. But meanwhile, in the middle lane, they find themselves a kill onto Witch Doctor. So
Ravage.
Now, Ravage forced there, but he won't catch onto anyone. This Lycan, he's too fast. Going to focus attention back now onto Venomancer. Actually kills that Necronomicon warrior there and will fall from the damage. Spirit going to use his Remnant. And he's going to bamboozle them and walk away. Also bottle himself a bash rune there.
Oh, he's not going to die because it's only poison over.
Oh, yeah,
he's fine.
Survives.
Never in doubt.
Where he dies now to a neutral. Oh, Boulder Smash. There we go. Sorry, Rolling Boulder coming in. Oh, look at that Maledict damage. Oh, the Tide. Falling in an instant. Didn't expect that much burst damage coming out there from 0900. And in comes a pause now from Inverse, discussing what the hell just happened to our mid laner.
The Radiant played the fight really well though, because they killed the Grimstroke straight away, which, like we've talked about, if he's able to get all his spells off in fights with like Soulbinds and Ink Swells, that's their biggest problem they face. Because after the Grimstroke dies, the Lycan can dodge Ravage, just got clipped by the Poison Nova, but they couldn't kill him off because they like lack that hard lockdown on the Dire side. Yeah. But I'm really worried for them because this Wraith King is just free farming away. Like, he's sitting on 2,600 gold at the minute. You know, he's working his way to the Relic, and then when he gets the Radiance, he is going to be incredibly strong.
Yeah, look at him go. Oh my god.
Radiant doing... Radiant just defend... Like, throwing everything to defend their mid-tier 1, I think is really important as well. Like, if you allow your towers to just fall to this Venom as quickly as possible, they're going to take over the map straight away. So you need to defend like as much as you can early on.
Oh, and the Surge coming out now onto Ember Spirit. They want to try and find themselves a kill into Venomancer underneath this tower. And the Boulder Smash coming out. Rolling Boulder. There it is. He's going to get very low indeed. They will find a kill onto Venomancer, though Earth Spirit is going to sacrifice himself for this kill. But with this, they'll actually stop this pressuring here from the Plague Ward, so they'll keep their middle tower for a little while longer.
Yeah, good kill. I think killing this Venom, like, Venom isn't a hero that farms particularly quickly. So every time you kill him early on, like, he needs to come out of the laning stage feeling really strong. And he's died a couple of times now. And it kind of sets his item timings back a little bit, where this Atos is being delayed by quite a long time.
Yeah, and a big thing about this also, they're not having as much map pressure as they were 5 minutes ago. Now, Lycan able to get himself his level 2 Necronomicon by farming their resources on the map also. And they've still kept intact this tier 1 tower and actually pressuring them on their side of the map now. So it's slightly turning around, even though that they have a small net worth advantage here. Though Wraith King still sitting comfortably on 5.4k net worth.
Oh, Ember.
Just farming around.
Oh, this Earth Spirit is...
Yeah, he's around there. He's taking some damage there. Oh, he's actually been blocked off by the rest of his team. So Lycan, he's going to use Shapeshift and Ember Spirit. Oh, they're actually going to latch Lycan and Ember Spirit together, so they're not able to follow up there, but nonetheless, the Lycan Summon Wolves will be able to find the kill there onto Grimstreet. So they're still able to get a kill out of that. But with this, with diving the tier 1 tower also, they're able to actually apply some pressure to this middle tower, as we can see. Though Tide, he really wants to defend this. He does have Ravage ready. There's the Gush along with the Warrior's Punch also. Have they just wiped down this Darkseer? Yes, they have. Darkseer is going to fall, and they've caught Ember Spirit within these eye shots. He's going to try and remnant himself away from the Rainfire Blast. He's going to try and dodge some of this and TP out. What? Slight Fisting, is he out? Yes, he is! He's going to TP out during Sleight of Fist!
The Tusk had Snowball. I think he could have cancelled the TP at the end, but didn't realise, like, quick enough.
I don't think I've ever seen that before.
I don't think the Tusk realised he was TPing. So, like, just assumed he was going to die, and they were like, oh, he's gone.
But nonetheless, they do get something out of it. Not only did they get a kill on Darkseer, but it was good. It's good for Inverse. They get them the mid tower also.
I think it was really important the Wraith King came to join the fight. Because, yes, like, he's not strong yet. He wants to farm his Radiance, but you can't let your mid-tier 1 go like that. Ravage? Oh my god. That's just gone.
Again, the Rainfire Blast throwing him down there. And Witch Doctor just going to fall nonetheless. The Tide Hunter now, he's going to try and TP out. But the damage is too strong. He will fall.
Ember?
But now Ember Spirit, he's getting locked in place there. He's going to Sleight a Fist and dodge that Inkswell along with the Remnant also. He's on the other side of them, avoiding the rest of Inverse, like the Snowball coming out now. He doesn't have any more Remnant charges than the chains coming out. He's actually caught in place by the eye shots and will fall once again. This Wraith King now joining the fights and having a lot of impact. He's got this Radiance now coming as well.
It's coming on the Courier. And now this is the point of the game. Yeah, they're gonna, the Wolves, he was waiting to try and kill the Courier of the Wraith Kings.
Oh, they're trying to catch him now.
They really want to fight before the Ravage is back up again. So I understand them wanting to chase him here, but that's not the guy you want to go on. This Tusk is like doing so much damage in the fights with the tag team enabling everybody. Like in that last fight, there were just 4 heroes clicking with the tag team.
Well, they're smoked off. Venomancer realizes the inevitable. Is it enough? No! The rolling boulder won't connect, though the cask is going to fly all the way to the fountain and stun him in the face. There we go.
What's quite funny there is I thought exactly the same thing and I was following it, and I was doing it before you even said. So I'm glad we thought the same thing. That's fantastic.
Wait, are they? No. I didn't think, is this, like, should they enter Roshan Pit? I mean, Ravage is still on cooldown for another 60 seconds, but I don't think you want to do that, especially with this Wraith King up right now. He has Radiance, he's going for himself a Sange. I think that's Halberd he's going for.
Yeah, I think he just goes casual Sange and then he can decide afterwards what he wants to go. Because I think he really needs to AC this game against the Lycan. Like, he needs the armor.
Oh, definitely. So, it'll really help his team also.
The other thing I wouldn't mind is to see him just keep the Yoga Axe ready for a BKB and just go AC now and then go back for the BKB instead. But I think Casual Sands is so good on that hero with the healing amp and everything.
They are smoked up behind Tide Hunter. Tide Hunter baiting right now, but none of 0900 are here. They're actually on the other side of the river. Within their area.
Oh no!
Oh no, Witch Doctor! You've signed off your death, mate. Oh no, the cast does connect though. He's terribly so slow. He's just going to fall to the hands of Wraith King there. It's an unstoppable spree for him. And 0900 are going to scatter. They need to get out now.
See, the fact that
himself a TP.
I was going to say, the fact that the Witch Doctor dies there is probably the best it could have been for the Radiant side, though.
Yeah.
Like, they used a lot of time and, like, resources with the smoke to, like, try and find a big fight there, so they only get a Witch Doctor. Kill's a kill, they get a tier 1, but I think it could have been worse for a Radiant side.
And we've got Lycan here just able to finish off some drums. And he's actually going to give himself a BKB instead of the usual Assault Cuirass that you do see being built on the Lycan, and we do have a big item here. Maelstrom now being finally finished on Ember Spirit. They do have the haste rune as well. Maybe perhaps they want to try and find themselves something in here, though it is risky with Inverse having the high ground right now, especially with Ravage. It's ready. And as you said before, Venom, he does build that Atos. He is going to use it onto Ember, though he is chained down here by the Searing Chains. Rolling Boulder going to connect also along with the Magnetize and the Silence, though it's not enough. Earth Spirit falling, he's falling, he will fall, but oh, that damage there from the Maelstrom along with the Sleight of Fist also will find the kill. And now Lycan cleaning up in the backlines with his Shapeshift form. They'll find themselves 3 kills. Could it be 4? No, this Wraith King and this Tidehunter so strong right now, and Wraith King's going to find himself a double kill. They'll find the kill onto Ember Spirit. And it's just Docs here and the Lycan that are going to survive this onslaught.
Yeah, they really need to find more catch. Like, the Radiants start this fight really well, because again, they kill the 2 heroes that are most important straight away. Venno, Grimstroke. Like, they both die, right? But they don't have enough damage in their lineup to be able to kill anybody else. Like, the Wraith King and the Tide are so tanky and so beefy. Like, what are you supposed to do, right? Like, you're not going to kill the Wraith King once, I don't think. Never mind twice. So they have to basically just ignore him for as long as they can at the moment, and then hopefully towards the the later stages of the game they can try and outlast them in fights almost.
Yeah.
This Darks is going. I think is he going pipe next as well, or is he going mech first? I think he's probably going to go mech.
Nonetheless, they've actually found themselves a Wraith King. There's the rolling border, along with the Boulder Smash, also and the Searing Chains. Could this be potential kill onto Wraith King? Inverse, they're not here to protect him, but Wraith King holding strong, actually finding the kill there onto ES. Now they found themselves Witch Doctor also. He's holding his ground, and there's the silence now from Grimstroke. Gonna silence Dogs here in place, along with the Inkswell also. It will stun him during the surge, along with the Atos locking him in place. They find themselves 3 kills on the side of Inverse, and this Wraith King, look at his net worth, it's 11.9k. What the hell? He is stonking in net worth right now.
Welcome to the patch. This is like just every game at the moment. Wraith King just farms. He has 2 lives, goes Radiance, and like because he has Radiance and he lasts so long in fights, the Radiance just does so much damage, and it adds up. And the thing is, like, the hero is innately strong when the hero gets Radiance because he has like his abilities allow him to fight as well. It reminds me of like old Life Stealer, where you would like max out Feast early on and you didn't really need a huge amount of items to fight. And they're just grouping up around this Wraith King and Tidehunter now and being like, we want to go. What are you going to do about it? I think when Tide gets Deso as well, they're going to be doing so much damage.
Oh, he's going Deso?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
It's going to amplify this Wraith King's damage a lot. And the thing is, because he has Vlad's and Deso, he's going to heal so much in fights with Anchor Smash. It's pretty good. I don't know why he's got a Grove Bow, but we'll leave that for another day.
So, what's their plan on the side of Inverse? Okay, he's actually gone to Sanjin Yasha instead on Wraith King right now. And look how dominant he is. Just sitting in this mid lane on his own. Not a care in the world. May actually find himself a kill onto Witch Doctor here? No.
Yeah, I'm surprised he went away from that AC, but this build makes sense as well in the sense, like, the SMY is obviously a good item on him, but the Blink, I think when you've got Grimstroke on your team goes up in value massively, because obviously you can, like, Blink stun while you've got Inkswell on you, and, like, the chain stuns happen between them. And the Tide has a DD bolt here. I'm surprised they didn't give it to the Wraith King for the Roche fight. But
he has enough for his Desolator now if he wants to pick that up on Tide, and they're taking themselves an easy road. I don't know if 0900 can contest this, especially with going into Ravage within this close quarters.
They need a really good vac wall, I think, from the Darks here on the Radiance. And if they get their own Wraith King illusion, that could help them a lot. But they can't let this Roche go, because if the Wraith King gets a 3rd life, or if the Tide gets a 2nd life, I think that like the fights for the next few minutes are going to be so insanely difficult.
They're actually going to move out of the Roche pit, realizing that 0900 are surrounding this Roche pit from all sides.
Ember's doing a really good job of shoving mid lane though, and at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, even if they lose the Roche, at least their lanes will be in a good
There's the vac and the wall. There it is. They're taking a lot of damage there. They're going to have to force the Ravage on the side of Inverse, though. There's the Atos and the Gale as well. Dogs here being focused heavily for all this. Oh, the Lycan in the backlines. Going to find the kill there onto the Tidehunter. But nonetheless, the double Searing Chain's going to lock down in place Inverse. Wraith King and Venomancer there in trouble. Venomancer is going to fall. Though it's only Earth Spirit that's fallen on the side of 0900 at the moment. The Wraith King with the Wraith Fire Blast going to stun Dogs here in place whilst he's surging. King, and will find the kill there. 2 down on the side of 0900, but they're doing themselves a very nice job. Going to dodge the snowball there with that spirit. They won't be able to dodge that.
This Wraith is
blast
in trouble.
There's the cask and the maledict dealing a lot of damage there to Wraith King. Oh, the maledict. Sorry, not the maledict, the cast. It won't connect there. And it looks like Wraith King may find himself an easy kill here onto Witch Doctor. Also, they will. But Lycan's actually rotated into this Roshan pit. Found himself the Aegis, nicking it off the side of Inverse. And we'll just TP back to base.
I really dislike how that fight started from Inverse, though, on the Dire side. They had 3 heroes in the pit, right? They had the Tusk, the Wraith King, and the Tidehunter. I think the Tusk, now he has Blink, doesn't need to put himself in that position. I understand he wants to take the Roche with tag team quicker, but if you have this snowball save potential, you can't put yourself in the middle of the fight. The reason you buy the Blink is that so you can sit back and make that save into the counter initiation. And so he finds himself part of this like 3-man cask wall vac combo, and he has to buy back straight away. And like they're instantly taking a bad numbers engagement on Dire side. I mean, Wraith King doesn't die, which is huge, but they don't get the Aegis. So this like good gold lead that they've built up, all of a sudden doesn't mean too much because they can't pressure buildings as much as they would have been able to if they had that Aegis.
You see Ember picking himself up now. A Yule Scepter, which, you know, it's especially nice considering against, you know, the Phantom Embrace on the Grimstroke. It's actually having a lot of effect on this Imp Spirit, especially when you lock him down with the Atos on Venomancer.
Yeah.
And then he's not able to do anything. So I think that Yule Scepter pickup is, you know, pretty big brain. He needs to outdeal his damage.
The thing is, like, if he uses himself up in the air, there's nothing to stop him from just jumping away to a Remnant afterwards. Unless, like, somebody's soulbound next to him.
Oh, Inverse, they've surrounded him. They're going to wipe him out from the face of the earth in a matter of seconds, though. He does have the Aegis. He's going to spawn back. Are the rest of 0900 going to rotate? They are, but it may be too late. Out comes the Shapeshift force, but the Soulbind along with the Ravage also. Lycan's just going to fall in an instant, along with the Earth Spirit also. Earth Spirit's down. Darkseid taking a lot of damage there for the wall. And a vac. It's big. He's going to take down the Tusk, but nonetheless, he's going to try and surge himself away. Does dodge that Stroke of Fate, but nonetheless will fall. It's only Ember Spirit now in the midst of this tier 2 tower. He's going to be Phantom Embraced up along with the Ray 5 Blast and the Ainswell. They'll find 4 on the side of Inverse. 0900, only Witch Doctor survived. I don't even think he was in that fight.
It's really important. Because the Radiant side, I thought that fight was going to go a little bit better because the Tide came into Ravage on top of the Lycan as soon as he respawned with the Aegis. But there was a really good 2-man silence from the Earth Spirit on Sladin to try and like stop the follow-up, right, with the Ravage. But it just wasn't enough. With the really good Soulbind from Slaw, it just allowed them to catch that Lycan the second time. And now there's going to be a DD on the... I assume they give it to the Wraith King.
The who to give the bottle to is like... I don't know, I'll give it to Tidehunter.
He's going to go back for the AC now. I think that's a good idea on the Wraith King.
Yeah, it's especially handy, you know, with the skeletons. Like, if you've got he hasn't got the skeleton talent, but nonetheless, it helps all the team like pressure these towers even more. You know, reducing the armor, granting armor as well.
This is physical damage, and Wraith King doesn't have a huge amount of armor, right?
Yeah.
Especially against Lycan. Feels good.
Lycan's not even having an impact right now. This Soulbind is having so much of effect on the Lycan right now. He's still trying to get himself a BKB here, though. I think he's finally finished the recipe. Yes, he has. We'll be able to get a BKB, and they found themselves Wraith King in their secret shop. Are they able to mount him down before the rest of Inverse get here in time? There's the wall of Replica. They will find the Wraith King, though the Warrior's Punch coming up now. However, Ravage is on cooldown, but nonetheless, they will find the kill onto Ember Spirit there. And now Lycan coming in with the BKB along with the Shipfall as well. Have they been able to find themselves a kill onto Wraith King? Oh, yes, they have! Wraith King, he's down, along with the Tusk also. Tidehunter, he's going to get himself away, along with the rest of Inverse as well. There's the Searing Chains there onto Grimstroke. And they will find the kill, though this was a buyback on the side of KXY. Though they will find themselves finally a kill on this Wraith King. He'll finally die.
Yeah, it was really important they tried to find a fight before Ravage came up. Because imagine if there's a Ravage in the middle of that fight, right? Like, it's completely different. The Wraith King survives, they all, like, gang around this Ravage, they just blow people up. And they do find the Wraith King, which is fantastic. The question is, what can they do with it? Right? Like, what structural damage can they find? And it's going to be really difficult with the Lycan being dead for them to, like, do anything else with it. If the Lycan's ever dead, I don't know how they're supposed to push and like win the game effectively.
So as we discussed about this Venomancer, how he's not a very... Look at his items now. Like, he had such a good lane and was pressuring so well during the early stage. Now, it's 26 minutes in, and he's only got himself a HUD and an ATOS right now. This is not what you expect from a position 3, especially trying to be a nuisance.
It's such a difficult Veno game, though, past the laning stage. Like, they have so much mobility in their lineup, and that's one thing that Veno absolutely hates playing against. Like, the hero doesn't have any lockdown. Like, he's so easy to, like, find in fights as well, because you tend to have to be, like, relatively near the front. So, I also want to... You made this point about the Soulbind, and you're completely right. Because the thing is, it's not reliable, right? So the fact they're getting these really good Soulbinds off in fights is especially, like, you know, fair play to Slaw. He's playing really well. That's a Paladin Sword for the Wraith King. Good stuff. Okay.
No, could it get even worse? Like, what? 34% lifesteal? I'm sure that was higher. But now, with this Paladin Sword incoming, what? That's like almost 50% lifesteal. That's insane.
It's going to be ridiculous. I still think he needs a BKB at some point in this game. He's got Basher queued up for after the AC.
Bottom tower has been denied.
Be interesting to see if he does finish that.
Yeah, he does get the AC, but with this lifesteal, like, even with just his aura, sorry, the vampiric lifesteal, well, the vampiric spirit now, they're changing the name like every 6 months. God.
What's he gonna go up to? Here we go.
But as we can see, even with Maledict, like, procced onto him, he doesn't have a care in the world, because he just lifesteals back all this HP in the middle of these fights, and Maledict doesn't even have any effect on him at all. Like, it's just so strong.
And the only reason the fight went so well before is because, one, there wasn't a Ravage, and two, they found him by himself at the start. So, like, the first life, they killed him before anybody else was really there, right?
Yeah.
But Lycan and Ember are just trying to split push the map as much as they can right now. But whenever Ravage is up, it's so hard.
Tide is like anti-split right now. He TP'd on that top wave and just wiped out the creep wave in an instant. Especially with those Necronomicons as well. Like, Lycan was like, okay, right, this Tide does a lot of damage. I don't want to feed my Necronomicons now to him.
I really hope he doesn't... Yeah, he had AC queued up as well, I was going to say. I was really hoping they don't go double AC with the Wraith King Tide, but he changes to Shivas instead.
Okay.
Oh, Orb of Destruction. You give that to the Tide. You got to.
It'll just allow him to wipe the creep wave even. Though he does have Enchanted Quiver. What, does that proc with Anchor Smash?
I don't know if it does. I don't know if it attacks every single unit.
No, he right clicks.
Or just the closest.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like Puck Witchblade, for example, when you get the phase shift attack, it only attacks the closest one with the Witchblade, not all of them. So.
Thanks be to you.
Okay. They do have themselves a Smoke of Deceit ready on 0900. Thought they were going to smoke up, though. They're just going to head blindly. Without any vision there. They just head for this, what, tier 2 tower?
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Ward there. They are applying pressure on the side of Inverse to this tier 2 tower top. It's taking a lot of damage here, especially with the Desolator and the Wraith King Assault Cuirass. Look at it go. Minus 11 armor, that's going to fall very soon. And they don't have themselves a glitch either. Yeah, tier 2 tower is going to fall. Maybe perhaps they want to try and pressure tier 3. It loops that way. Yes, they are. They're going to go.
You want to force the Radiant to come back, and if they don't, they're going to lose their buildings. And as soon as they TP back, you don't have to fight anymore if you don't want.
Doxy's actually forced out a Wall of Replica there. Wasn't able to get off his combination with the Vac. I think they're just going to wait this out now. With Wall of Replica down, after this, they can just go back in, because it's having a lot of effect within these team fights, especially getting the Wraith King illusion with the Radiance.
Yeah, I mean, you've got like 1,000 damage on the tier 3.
Oh, they're actually going to catch him there. There's the ATOS over the Wraith Fire Blast also. He's punched up into the air. And just all of this damage coming out from Inverse. He will fall.
Why is he sitting on the low ground?
He did that.
By himself. Don't need to do that, Greedy. Quite literally in his name.
Oh, it's unfortunate there. They didn't have any vision. And now Wraith King, he's just going to blink in, summon his skeletons there, and they'll find themselves an easy tier 3, though we do have Lycan. Trying to split push here. May be able to take themselves. But I would think that they would let them take this Rax, because they don't have Darkseer, they don't have Wall of Replica.
It's going to be 2 sets. Yeah, they can't fight into it without the Darkseer. It's like their only big team fight. and they're trying to fight into a Ravage, so they need every bit of teamfight they can get. So that one pick off on the Darkseer, when he's sitting on his low ground, just gives away 2 sets of Rex.
No.
And like he's trying to do the right thing by push backwards into the mid-tier 3, but he's going to go for the end on the Wraith King. Like, he wants Megas.
Yeah, Lycan's going to actually have to TP here. And they don't... Even when Darkseer comes up, he still doesn't have Wall of Replica for another 10 seconds, though. Nonetheless, Inverse are going to be very cautious about this and play this safely, get themselves back. Do not want to try and throw away their lead and make this game go on for another 20 minutes more.
Yeah, the thing is, like, they don't even get the tier 3 bot, but it doesn't matter because they force the Lycan to come back, which is the most important thing. Like, they don't lose anything in return, right? Like, their tier 3 mid's still standing, which is great.
And they have smoked up here. They're going to find themselves only Wraith King there on Lycan. That's not the target that I don't think you want to go for, especially with all of them grouped up right now.
I've just realised this game's literally just Game of Thrones. It's like Wraith Kings against Wolves. It's like the Stark House versus the White Walkers. Hopefully it has a better ending than Season 8, but we'll see.
Have you had your caffeine today?
Yeah, I'm loving life. This is great.
Oh, Ember being a bit cheeky there. He's actually being stunned there. The snowball coming out. They found Ember. He's down for 100 seconds. That is big.
He blinked in on top of him and just first hit bash him with a hit. And
really?
Yeah, he just died straight away.
Oh my gosh.
The follow-up stun from the Wraithfire Blast just basically got him. Oh, that's going to be Megas.
That is so unfortunate. Now, that's going to be an easy Megas for them. 0900, they're going to try and put up a fight, but it doesn't seem like a fight they can win without their main damage dealer here. The Ember Spirit, though. They do have Warren of Vac, but we've got BKB now on Tidehunter. We've got Ravage also. And now we're getting a Chrysalis picked up. Yeah, this is an easy Rex for them. Are they going to try and pressure this tier 4 now? Yes, they are. 60 seconds still on this Ember Spirit. And Wraith King is actually going to blink in with the Wraith Fire Blast there. Try and find himself a kill onto Darkseer. The Glimmer Cape coming out just in time. So the Warrior's Punch as well onto Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor may be dead here. And Darkseer going to try and TP himself out. He will. He'll get himself out. Then Witch Doctor's going to fall. And they will call themselves GG.
Like he's just trying to take Roche while he's getting Mega. He doesn't even finish it off by the time they call GG. Oh, I love that. He knows he can't do anything, like, because Ember's dead, so he's like, oh, maybe I can try and sneak Roche, but they just end the game, like, while he's away. It's unfortunate. I think they played really well off their, like, really strong laning stage on the Dire side, right? That was the most important thing, because they were never behind this game. And I think the Radiant, their fighting wasn't that bad. I think they had a couple of really bad moments where they got picked off on things, but their team fights, considering the heroes that they have, I think was really strong. But like playing into this Tide and Wraith King when they get so much farm and net worth between them is really hard. I wouldn't be surprised to see this Wraith King like first phase ban next game.
And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Game 1. We'll go to Inverse there. Strong's showing is they both won all of their DPCs at the moment. They haven't lost one, but 0900 will take their first loss here. But will they be able to pull it back? It is a best of 3. Stay tuned, ladies and gents. We'll be back very soon. Don't go anywhere.